everybody. I'm BJ Flagg.
And I'm Rich G, and this is episode 333. Why trade shows and conferences grow your business. So
Yeah,
today, we're diving into a topic that's a game changer for many businesses. Why should you be going to trade shows and conferences? Why? Because they're going to grow your business. It's going to grow you. You're going to meet new people. It's
yeah.
great.
And in some of the trade shows that I've gone to in the past, I haven't fully used them to their total ultimate potential. And it kills me. Sometimes I'll come home and, we go to the stationery show, we go to the printing show. There's so many that we'll go to. And I realize, I didn't do what I needed to do. So this was fantastic to research because we could better understand how we could be better professionals within that sphere. So whether you're a seasoned executive or a budding entrepreneur, this episode is packed with practical tips and strategies. So let's get started, Rich.
Well, tip number one is research and plan ahead. And BJ, you're absolutely right.
Yes,
Whenever a conference was really good for me, I researched and planned ahead.
I
So
know.
maximize your trade show experience. Knowing who will be there and what you want to achieve is crucial. Okay.
Yeah.
Check out the speakers, check out the vendors and the companies who might attend. Get prepared, start to find out.
Yeah. And also, like, you want to make sure they have so many workshops, meet and greets, all that. I'm talking about make a calendar of all the things that you can take advantage of and focus just on that. Don't focus on work, focus just that you're going to a trade show or a conference.
Yeah, start planning out your calendar each hour. Like maybe you'll meet somebody for breakfast instead of just having breakfast in your room. Go meet
Yes.
somebody for breakfast. Set up a lunch. Set up a dinner. Set up drinks. Uh,
Yeah.
you're always meeting people.
Yeah. And you just need to review the event calendar and exhibitor list. They've gotten so good at them. Make a clear objective, like networking at specific companies or learning about new industry trends, kind of understand what your goal is for that one event. So it's really works out nicely. Tip number two is tailor your approach. Different events cater to specific aspects of business, from technology innovations to marketing strategies. The worst thing that could happen is that you attend the wrong conference. Am I right, Richard? There's
Oh,
some times that you've gone and you're like, oh, this is just not
yeah.
for
I've done
me.
that. I've done that. I've attended a conference and about the first half of the first day, I'm like, oh God, this is going to be awful. This is going to be
Yes.
terrible.
Yeah. And you have to redo your plans. You just got to redo your plans. And, you got to retailer what you're going to do. You might say, listen, maybe I'll look for some talent. Maybe I'll, do something differently. But don't miss the experience because you are there.
Yeah, you have a strategy. First of all, you're away from work. So your work isn't getting done, your people aren't being managed, and
Yeah.
and so you've got to make this time powerful. So tailor your approach, align your attendance strategy with your business needs. Understand what your business needs are and how you can meet people or listen to talks that are going to help you grow your business. Choose those seminars that address your specific challenges or goals.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, tip three is network proactively. Okay. Networking is more than just exchanging business cards, it's about building meaningful connections. To be honest, you're outside of your company bubble. Most of the time, you're inside that bubble. When you're
Yeah.
at a conference, you're not only outside the bubble, you're way outside. And this one is from our friend Rob Thomas, author of Who Do You Need to Meet? If it's a smaller conference, introduce yourself to the host first. Tell
Right.
them that you're happy to be there and thank them for putting on the event. Ask them to introduce you to the contact for the main sponsor. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
why would you do that? Now that you've started your networking off with a bang, they will introduce you to the company that wants to meet as many good contacts as possible. So get
Right.
that from Rob. That Rob is just a
He's
great network.
so great. You got to go check out his website. He is just the professional in the business. And you know what I always find with networking too is, you know how we all have social batteries. And for some of us who are introverts or extroverts, it's different. This is where you got to like throw out the book and understand that you got to get into it. And if you have to be slightly robotic or take a little break and get yourself over here, just stay on your plan. Stay on meeting as many people as you possibly can.
Absolutely. You have to drink a lot. That's what I find. Drink it.
Yes.
But no, but
Yes.
get out there and meet people. Okay. Be approachable. And the best way to be approachable is just to smile.
Yeah.
People, your smile will attract people to you and you get to talk to them.
Yeah. And you know what? And prepare an elevator speech about your business. Rich and I, long members of BNI, we can do it in 10 seconds and get out exactly what we're doing. If you know a little bit about that person too, weave a little bit of something in there. They'll be impressed that you're like, oh, you own that elevator company. I've been dying to meet you. Oh, they are so excited. But actively engage with other attendees, the speakers, the exhibitors. Don't shy away from, really getting in there, and you'll be the one to start the conversation. Don't wait for people to come to you.
Yeah. And have powerful conversations. I always say, people say, I hate small talk. Then have big talk. Have powerful conversations.
Exactly. Now, tip number 4 is engage in continuous learning. I bet you knew that Rich and I were going to talk about this.
Yes.
But conferences are gold mines for knowledge, with workshops, keynotes, and panels. As I said earlier, pick the topics that will grow yourself, your business, and enhance an area that you need to become more familiar with. So many times you go to the conference and they have the newest machines, the newest letterpress, the newest this and that. Oh my gosh, you got to be there for it. Arrive early, stay late, and meet the speaker. Invite them to lunch. They want some interaction with people, let me tell you.
Speakers are invited to these conferences and they're just sitting in a hotel. Sometimes if you reach out to them via email and say, hey, I'd love to take you to breakfast or I'd love to take you to lunch after their talk, 9 times out of 10, they have a flight in the late afternoon or evening. They're happy to talk to you.
Oh, definitely. One time I sent an email and said, hey, listen, let me bring your coffee to the booth. Because a lot of times they're like stuck where they are. And you're like, let me bring you a little something. And he's like, great. This is what I'd have. Great. I brought it over and I was able to go right to the front, talk to him. Here you go. So happy you're here. And we've remained in touch. So it's so worth doing it that way, don't you think?
Absolutely. Your action is to attend diverse sessions. Even though slightly outside of your comfort zone, take notes and consider how to apply these new learnings to your business because sometimes we're afraid to go to that one session that kind of pushes us out of our comfort zone.
Yeah.
And you need to go to those because that's where the puck is going to be, as Wayne Gretzky would say.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Well,
Um, you
tip number 5, follow up effectively. The real magic often happens after the event during the follow up. Don't wait a month. Most procrastinate or forget to follow up. We're like, oh, yeah, I got that whole stack of business cards. Oh, I forgot to reach out to them. Don't do that.
right. Don't be that person. One big thing I do each night of the conference, I steal away for about a half an hour, and I try to write about as much of the experiences that I've had during the day, so it's fresh in my mind. And I make sure that I've kind of got my business cards in order. I've got all my tchotchkes, things that people gave me and why. And I write as much down as I possibly can. Then I free up my brain. It's like I'm free to go and do other things. And I am ready when I need to follow up later.
Yeah, after I write everything down for that day, I'm in my hotel room. I fill up my bathtub with ice, liquor, and I invite people in and I network in my room. It's great. No, just
And for those of you who don't drink out of a bathtub, you can definitely go down to the lounge and have a little bit of quiet time with a bunch of people who are hugely interesting.
well, what's
I
our
love it.
tip?
Okay, our next tip is reflect and implement. Our sixth tip. Reflecting on your experience helps turn ideas and connections into actionable business strategies. So many times we get stuck with, oh, I learned all this great stuff. You come back and everybody barrages you with work, and then you totally like forget everything. And you promised yourself on the way back from the airport that you wouldn't do it this time. And so we're here to say, no, take what you learned while you were away, apply it to your new situations, and condense it into small, understandable actions. I want you to share it with the stakeholders at your business, your employees, your vendors, absolutely your vendors. I always will call up my favorite printer, Steve over at SP&G, and I'll say, oh my gosh, I just saw this. And he's like, calm down, BJ. I already saw that, but fantastic to be able to share with everything that you got going.
Yeah, it's interesting because a lot of people, when you would get back to the office, they're all asking you, well, what was it? What did you do? And everything. And you know what I would say is, I've set up a lunch and learn at noon. I've ordered pizza, and we're all going to go in, and I'm going to do a debrief of all the stuff that I experienced and learned so I could share it with you. So share it with your team. Do something like that.
Exactly. And you know what? I want to say, Rich, in all of things, enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself. Understand that this is a time for you to really have your eyes open. And you're doing yourself a huge favor if you keep doing this.
Yeah, like BJ said, enjoy yourself. You're away from the office. You're experiencing new ideas, new people, new vendors, new products, new services, new everything. Keep yourself open. Everybody goes to a conference like, oh, I don't want to be here. Why did you come? It's right. A great time to get away and stuff. So sure. That's all for today's episode on making the most of trade shows and conferences as an attendee. Remember, your success at these events is determined mainly by the effort you put in before, during, and after. We also invite you to share this podcast on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok with the hashtag #TheBestSmallBusinessShow.
And thank you for tuning into this Best Small Business Show. If this episode has been helpful to you, subscribe and share it with all the other budding entrepreneurs who could benefit.
And that's it for this week. You could reach out to me at richg.com, and you could find BJ at newrenew.com.
Thanks to our editor and producer, Richard Scalzo, and have an unbelievable week. Catch you later.